When you jump from a particular upset to trend, you always, you never, to character, you are pounding your partner into the ground and moving further and further away from the possibility of getting what you want, of repair. So what do? Am I talking to make things better, or am I talking to some adaptive child losing strategy, being right, controlling my partner, ventilating, retaliating, or shutting things down, withdrawing? I'm Terry Rio, the founder of the Relational Life Institute and author of Us, Getting Past You and Me to Build a More Loving Relationship, that came out in June, a New York Times bestseller, I'm proud to say. So today I want to talk with you about timeouts, the critical circuit breakers to stop the escalating patterns that can occur between you and your partner, you and your kids, you and your colleague at work, whatever. But let's focus today on you and your partner. Living relationally offers a new map, a new vision of the world. It's not you versus me. It's the two of us working together as a team. A new map and new tools. And the timeout is a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool that comes out of the context of understanding how you work in a relationship and how your partner works in the relationship as well. The most important question that I ask as a couples therapist, and I deal with couples on the brink of divorce that no one else has been able to help. That's my beat. The biggest question I ask is not, what are the stressors? A good couple can handle stress. It's not even, what's the choreography? What's the dance between you? The more he pursues, the more he distances, the more he distances, the more he pursues. The most important question I ask is this one. Which part of you am I speaking to? Am I speaking to what we call in relational life the wise adult part of you? Prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that's the most mature part that develops at 26, takes longest to develop in childhood, was the last to develop in our evolution as a species. The thinking, deliberate part of the brain that's here and now, in the present, that can stop and think and choose to use a skill? Or am I speaking to one of two subcortical parts of the brain, automatic, not thoughtful, not insightful, knee-jerk responses when you are flooded? Fight, screw me, screw you. Flight, and you can be sitting 6 inches away from somebody and fleeing. That's called stonewalling. And fix. Oh my God, that codependent enabling. It's not a mature, what can I do to make things better? It's a anxious, codependent, I'll do anything to make you feel better because I need to for me to feel better. Those are your knee-jerk responses. They are not your prefrontal cortex. They are your emotional brain, not your thoughtful brain. They are part of what we call in relational life the adaptive child part of you. The part of you that comes directly from your childhood, your role in your family as a child. You are bringing into your relationship what you learned to do as a kid to survive and get by. I need to fight. I need to get out of here and shut this down. I need to make this better no matter what. Whatever your knee-jerk adaptation was as a kid, that's what will come to you automatically in those heated moments in your relationship. And I will say, of all three, there is none more destructive than fighting. Yelling, screaming, being verbally abusive, name-calling, controlling somebody, trying to, retaliating when they don't control. All of that is fueled by the thoughtless, reactive brain. The wise adult, the prefrontal cortex has gone offline, and we are driven by our impulses. Dan Siegel, the great neurobiologist, has it this way. This is our animal brain, reptilian, mammalian brain, brainstem, breathing, just involuntary automatic responses. This is our emotional brain, flooded with feeling, the limbic system. And this is our prefrontal cortex, our thinking, observing, the part of us that can remember relationships to begin with. When we get triggered, this goes offline, this lights up, and we are off to the races. And the skill, the proto skill, the first skill in living relationally is bringing the prefrontal cortex back online, taking a breath, taking a pause, and getting recentered in the part of us that wants to make things better with our partners to begin with. The first step of repair is getting into the place that wants to repair at all. We call this remembering love. Remembering that the person you're speaking to is someone you care about, and the reason why you're speaking is to make things better. Wait, W-A-I-T. Why am I talking? Am I talking to make things better, or am I talking to use some adaptive child losing strategy, being right, controlling my partner, ventilating, retaliating, or shutting things down, withdrawing? Stop for a moment in those heated moments and be honest with yourself. What are you about here? Are you really remembering that this is someone you care about? Are you really speaking to make things better? Or are you on knee-jerk runaway, escalating things? You never. Functional moves are moves that empower your partner. Dysfunctional moves disempower them. When you jump from a particular upset to trend, you never, to character, you are pounding your partner into the ground and moving further and further away from the possibility of getting what you want, of repair. So what do? Relational mindfulness is the first key skill. Come back to your true self. Come to your senses. Get your head on straight before you go back into the fray. And for many of us, that means taking a physical break. This needs to be negotiated up front between you and your partner. You get to leave. Either of you gets to call what we call a time out. What is a time out? The words time out, or if you don't want to open up your mouth, the T signal, is an abbreviation for independent of what you're doing. I'm not casting aspersions on you. I'm about to lose it. I'm not in my wise adult self. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get recalibrated, re-regulated, and when I'm compos mentis, when I'm in my sane mind, I'll come back and be with you. That's what timeout means. You don't have to explain all of that every time you take a timeout. You just have to say timeout or the T sign, so long as it's negotiated up front. Perhaps for some of you very reactive couples, negotiated in the presence of a therapist in a session. For others, negotiated between the two of you. Time out breaks the escalation. Time out is literally the antidote for verbal and, God forbid, physical violence. Everybody who behaves badly says, oh, it just came over me so quickly I couldn't control it. Fine. You may not be able to stand there and control what comes out of your mouth, but you do have control enough to turn heel and get the hell out. That's what a timeout does. And what you have to understand, for particularly those of us who were raised in emotional or, God forbid, physical violence, ending the violence between you and your partner, the emotional violence, ending that energy of rage and not bringing that into your family is your number one priority. No issue, no content, no damn point you have to make is more important than stopping the emotional violence, which most of us who repeat this grew up with. Changing the legacy for you, your partner, and most important for the next generation. That's our jobs. That's our opportunities. That's what a timeout does. I am not going to stand here and inflict that kind of rageful energy on my partner or my family. It's not good for them. It's not good for the kids, and it's not good for me. It's poison. So let me get the hell out. You go to a bedroom, a study, or whatever. If your partner should leave you alone, if you've negotiated it, but if they don't, if they're out of control themselves and they come trailing in after you, then leave your house or apartment. Go to a coffee shop and get a cup of coffee. But don't engage. Don't say timeout and have them leave. You leave. You're responsible. Timeout does not demand cooperation from your partner. If, God forbid, your partner won't leave you alone in the house or apartment, and they won't let you leave the apartment if they stand there physically and bar the door, I tell this to everyone, call the police. And I've never had anybody need to call the police twice. Once is enough to get the message. Timeouts are sacred. Don't mess with them. And if you're leaving and your partner's screaming, "Why are you leaving, you psycho?" I don't care. Just get out. And then you have to check back, because it's not a rupture, it's a break. And that's understood between the two of you. So it helps your partner feel less abandoned. This is not, I'm leaving with ambiguity. I'm leaving the whole, no, I'm taking a break to get centered and I will be back. And you have to keep checking back in with your partner and their prescribed intervals. If you click the link down in the description, it will allow you to download. It's a one-pager called The 10 Commandments of How to Take a Timeout. Print it up, stick it on your fridge. 15 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, a half a day, a whole day, and overnight. Those are the intervals. You have to check in by phone or by text, but it needs to be immediate. You can extend it. I need more time. But you have to keep checking in. You can't just disappear. But come hell or high water, you are not entering the fray until you are back in your wise adult. You may not have a one shot. You may need to take timeouts over and over again for a while. That's okay. Take them. But stop the cycle of violence. You may not be able to control yourself if you stand there, but you don't have to stand there. Protect your relationship, protect your family, and physically leave until you're safe to return. That's your responsibility, and I'm here to empower you to be able to do that. If you use timeouts effectively, verbal abuse, yelling, screaming, all of that stuff, no matter what your partner is doing on their end of the deal, is over. You can call a timeout if you start. You can call a timeout if they start. But the days of you're either discharging or standing there and doing nothing while your partner discharges is over as of now. Please download the specifics. Click the link in the description below. Follow us on YouTube to learn more about how to actualize this dream of long-term intimate relationships. Master the technology you need to make that a reality, and join our community.